Bugungi darsimizda Cambridge 13-kitobimizning Test 3 Reading Passage 3 bo'yicha analizni amalga oshiramiz va birinchi navbatda bu tekst nima haqida ekanligini tushunib olishimiz kerak. What happened to the Harappan civilization? Demak, Harappa sivilizatsiyasiga nima bo'lgan? Ya'ni Harappa sivilizatsiya bu Indiyadagi sivilizatsiya hisoblanadi. Bu tarixga doir tekst bo'lishi ehtimoli juda ham katta. O'zingiz ko'rganingizdek bu haqda matching information in the paragraphs. Notabene you may use any letter more than once. Bu degani har bir kamida bitta letterni, bitta paragrafni ikki marta ishlatishimiz kerak bo'ladi. Bundan tashqari look at the evidence of climate change. Demak, climate change, atrof muhit, klimat o'zgarishining evidence, ya'ni proof, evidence larga qarash, doказательстволарga qarash bu qismda ikkita paragrafda javoblarimiz kelar ekan. Undan keyin esa bizda matching researchers, ya'ni odamlarning ismlariga e'tibor qaratamiz. You may use any letter more than once. Bu degani bitta odamga ikki marta keladi. Bu odamlarga e'tibor qaratishimiz kerak. Tekstni o'qiyotganimizda Cameron Petrie, Ravana Singh, Shama Dixit and David Hodel ularga e'tibor qaratishimiz kerak va matching information qismi 5 ta qismdan iborat bo'lganligi sababli hammasini o'qishga majburmiz, chunki bilmaysiz qayoqda kelishi mumkin, qaysi bir qism qaysi bir savolga javob bo'ladi. Lekin evidence of climate change ni e'tiborga olib ketamiz, chunki climate change ikkita paragrafda javoblari birgalikda keladi. Harappan civilization of ancient Pakistan and India flourished 5,000 years ago, but 1,000 years later the reservoirs were abandoned. Okay. Harappan civilization was a sophisticated Bronze Age society who built megacities and traded internationally in luxury craft products. It seemed to have left almost no depictions. Was there a lack of self-imagery at the time when the Egyptians were carving and painting representatives of themselves all over their temples is the only part of the mystery. Demak, o'zingizga ko'rgizchi Harappa sivilizatsiyasi megacitilar qurgan, international trade bo'lgan, lekin hech qanaqa depiction qoldirmagan o'zidan. There's plenty of archaeological evidence to tell us about the rise of Harappan civilization, but relatively little about its fall. Says Cameron. As populations increased, cities were built that had great baths, craft workshops, palaces, halls laid out in distinct sectors. Houses were arranged in blocks with wide main streets and narrow alleyways. Many had their own wells and drainage systems. It was very much a thriving civilization. Around 2100 BC, a transformation began. Streets went uncleaned, buildings started to be abandoned, ritual structures fell out of use. After their final demise, a millennium passed before really large cities appeared once more in South Asia. It's scary. Wow. O'zini ko'tarilgani haqida archaeological evidence bor. Shundaqa ko'p xil narsalar qurib tashalgan, lekin 2100 yil oldin BC transformatsiya bo'lganda o'zi yo'q bo'lib ketgan. Undan keyin 1000 yil umuman qaytmagan sivilizatsiya qismiga. Wow, that's a bit scary because this can happen to us too, like if we are not careful. Some have claimed that major glacier-fed rivers changed their course, dramatically affecting water supply and agriculture. Wow, or that the cities couldn't cope with an increasing population. They exhausted their resource base, trading economy broke down or they succumbed to invasion, conflict. Yet others that climate change caused an environmental change that affected food and water provision. It's unlikely that there was a single cause. Unlikely the single cause for the decline of civilization. But the fact is, until now, we had little solid evidence from the area for most of the key elements, said Petrie. Demak, o'shanda bitta sabab bo'lishi veroятность juda ham past, lekin hozirgacha juda ham kam достойный anamiz bor, evidencelarimiz bor. A lot of archaeological debate has really on been well argued speculation. Demak, hamma o'ylayotgan narsamiz bu spekulatsiya deb tushunishyapti. Demak, bilmaymiz. Demak, ABCni o'qib oldim, demak javoblarga qarasam bo'ladi, lekin bu rangdan mazza erikdim. Rangni o'zgartira olmasam bo'lmaydi. Proposed explanations for the decline of Harappan civilization bor. Bu paragraf C da hammasi berilgan. Unaqa bo'lgan bo'lishi mumkin, konflikt bo'lgan bo'lishi mumkin, aholini ko'tarilishini ko'tara olmagan bo'lishi mumkin. Hammasi C deb berilgan, mana ko'rsatishim mumkin. Mana couldn't cope with invading. Xo'p, mana bu qismda water supply, increasing population, resource, economy broke down, invasion, also climate change problems. Refers to present day application of some archaeological research. Present day application hali o'qimadik, 28 yo'q aniq. Difference between Harappan civilization and another culture of the same period. Demak, ustida difference bor. Ana bilan Egyptian civilization bilan ana qilishdi, compare qilishdi. Egyptianlar o'zini hamma joyda qoldirib ketgan bo'lsa, Harappa no deb tekshirdi mana. Where is it? Yeah, here. Egyptians were carving and painting representative of themselves over the temples, but Harappa, their lack of self-imagery, they just didn't show anything about themselves. That's the part where we have to look at the answer for. A description of some features of Harappan urban design. Description of some features urban design. Demak, Harappa sivilizatsiyasini urban, ya'ni shahar dizaynini ba'zi bir featurelari bor. Mana great baths, crafts workshop, palaces, main streets, narrow alleyways, wells, like hammasi description bo'ladi. O'shuning uchun ham bir bino olamiz. Undan keyin reference to the discovery of errors made by previous archaeologists. Demak, oldingi arxeologlar tomonidan amalga oshirilgan ba'zi bir xatoliklar haqida umuman ma'lumot yo'q. Shuning uchun ham bu qism qisqasi ma'lumot yo'q bu haqida, o'sha uchun ham keyinchalik ko'ramiz. Xo'p, 28 o'tib qoldi. Looking at the evidence of climate change haqida ma'lumot yo'q hozircha, lekin mana bu odamlar bor. Cameron Petrie, we have, and that's it. We have Petrie only. Finding further information about change of finding further information is environmental condition is vital. Bu haqida ma'lumot yo'q. Examining previous no, we don't have information about it. That's why we just don't read this part. Okay, we don't read this part. Keyingisiga o'tib ketaveramiz. Yaxshi, normal topdik. Yomon topmadik chunki 3 ta savolga javob topdik shu qismdan. Research team led by Petrie together with Ravanda Singh found early in their investigation that many of the archaeological sites were not where they were supposed to be. Found that early in their investigations together with Ravanda Singh of Banaras Hindu University found early in their investigations that many of the archaeological sites were not where they were supposed to be. What is wrong with this place? Found early in their investigation that many of the archaeological sites were not where they were supposed to be, completely altering understanding of the way the region was inhabited in the past. When they carried out a survey of how a large area was settled in relation to source of water, they found inaccuracies in published here of ancient settlements ranging from several hundred meters to many kilometers. Inaccuracies realized that attempts to use existing data were likely to be fundamentally flawed. Over the course of several seasons of field work, they carried out new surveys, finding astonishing settlement sites that were previously unknown. Demak, o'shanda discovery of errors. Bu haqida ma'lumot bor. Mana bu yerda error qilib qo'yganini, fuck up qo'ygani ma'lumoti bor. Demak, xatolik bo'lgani haqida ma'lumot borligi aniq bu qismda. Now research published by Yama Dixit, both from College Department of Earth Science, has provided first definitive evidence for climate change. Here we have answer for climate change affecting the plains of northwestern India, where hundreds of Harappan sites are known to be situated. Okay. Researchers gathered shells, snails from the sediments of an ancient lake and used it to geochemical analysis as a means tracing the climate history of the region. As today, the major source of water into lakes is likely to have been the summer monsoon. But we have observed that there was an abrupt change about 4,100 years ago when the amount of evaporation from lake exceeded the rainfall indicative of a drought. We estimated that weakening of the Indian summer monsoon climate lasted about 200 years before recovering to the previous conditions, which we will still see today. Demak, o'shunda o'zi ko'rganingizda Yamak Desida degan odam climate change-ga solid evidence topgan, bu ko'lni aniq qilganda, research qilganda, topib olgan, nima qilgani. Research qilib topib olgan. Xo'p, nimani o'qidim? Divini o'qidim. But I don't know, like you may use any letter more than once. Demak, ikki marta ishlatishimiz kerak bo'ladi, lekin men ishlatganlarim orasida javob topmadim. Lekin reference to present day application of some ecological research. Maybe here present day application. Do we have present day applications? No. Okay, whatever. Ko'raylikchi. It has long been thought that our other great bronze age civilizations also declined at similar time, with global scale climate change even being seen as a cause. While it's possible for that this local scale processes were linked, their real archaeological interest lies in understanding the impact of these large-scale events on different environments and different populations. Considering the vast area of Harappan civilization with its variable weather systems, explains things, it's essential that we obtain more climate data from areas close to the great cities of Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, and also from the Indian Punjab. O'z ko'rganingizdek, bu qismda ko'proq ma'lumot olishimiz kerak. Bo'ldi, bu globalniy o'zgarishga olib kelgan bo'lishi mumkin, lekin bu umumiy jihatdan hamma joy, har xil bo'lishi ehtimoli juda ham katta. O'sha uchun ham o'rganib chiqishimiz kerak degan ma'lumotni aytdi. Present application hali umuman ko'rganim yo'q, bilmadim yoki o'tkazib o'rgan bo'lishim mumkin. Demak, shuni tashlab ketamiz hozircha. Mana bu topdik-da, yana Dixon David Hall Daily bor bu qismda, mana bu qismda bor. By collecting something of snails, demak, and analyzing them. Snaillar nimasidir shells. Demak, bu qismda shells of snails. What is it? Shells. Shells of snails. They discovered evidence for a change in water levels in the region. In a lake, of course, source of water into the lake is likely to, or water levels. I have to find water levels. Whatever, it's like lake, simply. Lake. Chunki nimani ichidadir water levelda, suv sathi, suv level, shuni lake olamiz. This occurred when there was less than evaporation. That suggests that there was an extended period of drought. Boxna bor, less amount of rainfall. Demak, rainfall kamroq bo'lsa, evaporation bu drought degani. Rainfall. That's it. 35 ga ketamiz. Petrie and Sing's team are using archaeological records to look at from 5 million years ago. To look at what from 5 million? Here. Using archaeological records to look at in order to know whether people have adapted their archaeological practices to changing conditions. The team is now examining archaeological records and trying to understand details of how people left their lives. They're analyzing grains at a cultivated time, trying to work out the grain. Demak, bug'doyni, donni qanaqa grainga aniq qilmoqchi. Grains javob bo'ladi. Keyingi o'tib ketamiz. They are also examining objects including something, so as to find out about links between inhabitants in different parts of the region, whether they have changed over the time. Demak, objects and what? Looking at whether types of pottery used. And other aspects of material culture. Pottery. I mean, pottery is answer. Pottery. What is pottery? You will know. Pottery used. That's it. It's over. They make bundan keyin. That's it. Okay. Undan keyin biz Cameron Patry bu odamga o'tib ketamiz. Xo'p, I think I missed it. Which we still see today. Javob bo'lishi mumkin. Nimaga men buni e olishimizga bilmayman. Balki xato. Oh, it's e. It's e, you understand? We didn't use e here. Okay. Applications. Where's application? Present application. Where's previous error? Archaeology in a unique position to investigate how past societies have responded to environmental change, but investigate response to environmental pressure. We can learn from the past to engage with the public, with the relevant government administrative bodies to make more productive issues such as management of administration, water supply, balance in the future. It's age. It looks like age. Qisqasi, ishlatmadim bittasini. Xohlamadim ishlatishni yoki o'zimni miyamni aniq qilishni xohlamadim. Xato bo'lishi aniq, birortasida xato bo'lishi aniq. Xato bo'lsa xafa bo'lmaysizlar, chunki men 100% energiyamni ishlatib o'tirganim yo'q. O'tirishgan qolmayman, chunki bunaqa videodan mingta olishimiz kerak. Borni bilan foydalanamiz hozircha. Sorry for this, guys. I just move on to 37 to 40. Cameron Patry. Finding further information about change in the region is vital. Bu qismda ma'lumotni ko'rgan edik. Qayerda edi? Ko'proq izlanish qilishimiz kerak degan ma'lumot bor edi. More information. Like here, it's essential to obtain more climate data. Demak, bu qismda bu kim? Who are you? Things. Okay, things. Demak, ravanda, things ekan o'sha gapni o'sha uchun ham bni belgilaymiz. Undan keyin esa examining previous patterns of behavior may have long-term benefits bu qismda mana bu Petri haqida ma'lumot bor. H belgi olamiz. Petri, where are you Petri? Rough a bit minute guys. Rough calculations indicate the approximate length of period of water shortage. Rough calculations and length of period of shortage. Demak, shunda shortage'ni ko'rsatar ekan calculations. Mana bu qismda I bo'lish kerak. I'da kim bu? Dixit, Hodel. D E information about the decline of carbon solution have been lacking. Demak, informatsiya lacking mana bu qismda bor. Speculation, Petrini ishlatdikmi? Ni ishlatdik. Xo'p, demak bu qismda A bo'ladi. Shu bilan bugungi dars o'zgarib ketadi. Menimcha hamma narsaga tushunarli bo'ldi. Hammaga tushunarli bo'ldi. Shu bo'ldi. 40 sababi, javobining sababi. I bu qismda rough calculations bu qismda bor edi. Xo'p, shu bilan bugungi darsimiz o'zgarib ketadi. Hammaga tushunarli bo'ldi degan umiddaman. Agar tushunarli bo'lmagan bo'lsa, I'm sorry guys. That's it. See you in the next videos, and if you have any questions, leave it in comments.